What's happening, loungers? I hope everybody is doing as well as I have been. Shout out to all of you. I know that I've gotten a couple of emails and stuff of people kind of wondering where I've been. I've been actually working on a really, really big project. So I do apologize that I haven't been around, but there has been a lot of things that I've been really, really busy with. But either way, we are still going to get back on topic with a lot of things that we've been talking about here on the lounge. But today, I just wanted to give you guys some breaking news in regards to a shooting that is currently taking place today at a Nashville Christian school in Tennessee. Okay. Unfortunately, the female suspect has been unalived by the police. Okay. And we're going to talk about that real quick, just briefly, and just kind of get back into that. And then I'm going to give some quick commentary on that. And then, of course, I do have to run, but let's go ahead and get into this right now. So it appears that 3 adults are in fact confirmed dead following a school shooting Monday morning around 10:13 a.m. at the Covenant School, which is a private Christian school in Nashville, Tennessee. The female shooter on the second level was firing and was fatally shot by a 5-member team. 2 actually opened fire on the girl. So Don Aaron, a spokesman for the NMPD, said that the female was believed to be a teenager entering the side entrance with 2 assault rifles and a handgun. Aaron said 7 total people, including the shooter, were confirmed dead at the scene, and one of the deadliest school shootings in Tennessee history. Scores of parents and onlookers gathered in a parking lot awaiting updates as helicopters kind of circled the area, surrounded by a residential and also busy business district. So again, 3 children were fatally shot also, according to Vanderbilt University Medical Center, which her name was Jessica Paisley as the spokeswoman there. The children were transported to Monroe Carell Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt. And the incident was reported on social media at about 10:30 a.m. at the Covenant School, which is located at 33 Burton Hills Boulevard. The fire department issued the following statement. We can confirm we have multiple patients. Parents coming to the school should go to 20 Burton Hills at this time. This is an active scene. The Covenant School was founded in 2001 as a ministry of Covenant Presbyterian Church and has students in pre-kindergarten through 6th grade. Enrollment fluctuates between 195 and 210, with 33 teaching faculty members. The Covenant School typically feeds area private schools that include Battleground Academy, Brentwood Academy, Christ Presbyterian, Ensworth, Davidson Academy, and others. Covenant School parents are reuniting with kids at this time. And parents are lined up at the sanctuary of Woodmont Baptist Church to give first and last names of their children to the police. Vice Mayor Jim Shulman was in the sanctuary passing out water to parents and family members who are awaiting reunification with their children. An official said children will be counted outside as they arrive and will be taken into the sanctuary individually to reunite with parents. And as they are saying, I know this is probably the worst day of everyone's lives, said a Metro's police officer to the crowd gathered. I can't tell you how sympathetic we are. And currently there are special operations buses that are currently working on the scene. This is a crazy, crazy story that is right now currently unfolding as we speak. I'll tell you guys, I do still send my son to school every day. I have 6 children that I have and 5 that I've raised successfully, and they've all graduated. But I still have one that's still in school, and I still fear this, you know. And for these children to be from pre-kindergarten to 6th grade, and this was a teenage girl, a female, I mean, this is almost unheard of, right? This is just absolutely crazy. It's almost like we're just tired of having these conversations about school shootings, right? And what's going on with these school shootings. But now we've got even a female that's doing this, you know? Like, how far does this go? How much more is it going to take, you know, before there's some changes or before we try to do something? And I'm not even sure what that try is. I'm not even sure, you know, we've all had different ideas and have had different things that we've said and try to pull this together, but there's got to be some kind of way that we can do something about this. Let me go ahead and get to y'all comments. What's happening, Living Life? I appreciate your being in the building. You said sad news, T-Pre, another school. Yes. And, you know, Living Life, you live in the UK. And I know that you guys do not hear about these school shootings nearly as much as we do, right? Like, it seems to be in the US on a much larger scale than in other countries, you know? It's not that it doesn't happen. It's not that you guys don't hear about tragedies, but the tragedies that we hear about, I mean, how many school shootings a year? You know what I mean? In the US, there's so many of them. And then there's some that aren't even reported, right? You know, anymore. They no longer even report some of this stuff anymore because it happens so often, you know? It's just crazy. Hey, Riz Lyricist, I appreciate you being in the building. Miss T3000, I appreciate you. You said hello to Riz, and you said, Riz, hope all is well, sis. You said, wow, a female. Yes, it was a girl, a teenage girl this time. You said, I'm fine, thanks, Riz. You said, we've never had one. How about that? How about that? Y'all have never actually had one at all. And that's the crazy part about it. There's a lot of, matter of fact, I heard a joke about that from some like European kids. They were like, yeah, you know, y'all make it like it's really a big deal to go to school and shoot people. And that's not something we do. You know, that's not normal to want to do this. And it absolutely isn't. And it's just crazy how, you know, this happens like it does in our country, and it's not happening anywhere else like this. I mean, it does happen, but not anywhere close to as much as it does here. It really makes you wonder what is behind all this, you know? I mean, I had my ideas. I said some things. I'll definitely put a link to those things in the description box, but I'm just kind of tired of it at this point, you know? You get weary of talking about this, and nothing is ever done. Nothing is done, you know? All those children that got killed in Uvalde, you know, from the last, well, that wasn't even the last shooting, but that was the one the last one I think I covered, right? But that wasn't the last shooting. And then there was this one, you know, today. Like, oh my God, it's just ridiculous what is going on. And yes, so children have been hit, and also adults. And we'll probably never know why, you know, we'll probably never know the reason. And there could never be a good enough reason, you know, for why. But the shooter herself is dead. So, you know, you said too respectfully. And you said never ever, because guns are illegal here unless you're a farmer or a gangster. Right. Right. That is crazy. And it's wild how, you know, in other countries where things are banned and things are outlawed, there's a lot less of these problems, you know? A lot of us in the US, we have this whole idea of liberation, right? This whole idea of anything goes, and, you know, we have rights and we have freedoms and all this stuff. But with all these freedoms and rights are really coming a cost, you know? It's really, really becoming, you know, to a space of, you know, where do we put some morals in place when it comes to this country? There is no morals, you know? Everything is just anything goes. And because of anything goes, Anything can happen and everything can happen. And we just have to live like that every day. That's crazy. We got to start bringing some morality back around here, start putting some stuff back into the ethers, because what we're experiencing is not good at all. And I really feel like a lot of it is judgment, almost in a sense, like these things are coming down on us for wanting to be so quote unquote liberal, everything to be free. Everybody has rights, and it's just ridiculous, because these quote unquote rights that everybody has is literally killing our children. Like, come on now. This is crazy, y'all. It's absolutely crazy. It's so many ways. So many ways. I had this conversation the other day with a friend of mine where we talked about the times where prohibition was in place, and other things that, we had, there were strict laws on that before the government finally decided to tax it, right, and put their paws on it and make money off of it. They had prohibition in place, and these were in place for a reason. It wasn't because, they necessarily, I don't know. I can say maybe it could have been because they wanted to make, couldn't find a way to make money off it. But also at the same time, there was a certain standard that the world had, right? Kind of a certain space that the world was in at the time where, people were able to, in certain parts of the world and certain parts of the country, just go to sleep. And they can still do this in some places, right? Not many anymore. But go to sleep and leave everything unlocked, right? Leave like their car doors, unlocked. Leave the keys in the car, in the ignition. You know what I'm saying? And go home, go to bed. Everybody go to sleep at night. Did never have to worry about nobody coming in and robbing your house or anything like that, because there was a certain standard that everybody lived by. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just anything goes, everybody mind their business kind of thing. Everybody didn't mind their business. Everybody paid attention to what was happening. They took care of their neighbors, they took care of the neighbors' kids. A lot of these things ended up in, really horrible things happening. But even at the same time, there were good things happening from that, when there was camaraderie in the communities, where people actually cared about their own communities and took care of their communities, right? And everybody kind of had the same mindset. It wasn't just I have rights and you don't step on my rights. Where did that go? Where did that space of innocence in the world, where did that go? It wasn't even that long ago, I mean, it was, but it wasn't, because some of us can think back to those days and think back to times like that. And now we look at the times and it's not like that anymore, and even if you do, as an OG, you speak up on something, it makes you look like you just don't mind your business, you know what I mean? Or something like that. Where did those times go? We need those times back in the world. Because when those times were here and the times were innocent and people thought this way, oftentimes our children were safe, I mean, I'm not saying that things weren't happening, and behind closed doors. I'm not saying that at all. They did. But oftentimes it wasn't like that, and children were really safe. Kids can actually go outside and walk for miles to school and not be worried about being, kidnapped and stuff like that. There were kids that walked miles to school in the snow, in the rain and all kinds of stuff. And they were safe doing that, I mean, thank God we've kind of made things safer for them now, but at the same time, the world has changed. It's just a different place, and it's just something to really reflect on and kind of think about at times, because I really wonder where those times have gone. But anyway, let me go ahead and get back into y'all comments real quick. You said, hey, keeping it plain. I appreciate you being in the building. You said, hello, T. Pre in chat. I was involved in a school shooting in 1983. How about that? Where was it, if you don't mind me asking? And you said, hey, keeping it plain. That's crazy, Kip. You said, we have gangster killings a few times a year. Yeah, well, I think that happens everywhere, right? You said, respectfully. You say, yes, Riz lyricist, gangster. You said, living life, I get peculiar about spelling sometimes. You said, Riz, yes, I was in the 8th grade. I was in the classroom when it happened. One kid was killed. Oh, shit, that's crazy. That's wild. You don't mind me asking what, you can tell me the state or what? Oh, Greenville, Mississippi. Okay. You said, Riz lyricist, yes, I'm full of spelling errors. There would be shootings back in the day, like in the 80s. Well, I don't know about in Mississippi, but like in the North, right? And there would be stuff like that where they would be caught with guns and then they ended up like getting metal detectors in the schools and doing all this stuff. And there was a lot less of that going on. A lot more happened outside of the school. Like, one school let out or before school went in, these niggas would try to catch each other before that, They weren't like in the school, like per se, shooting up the school. So that is something to hear that happened like that. But it's interesting how in the schools, in the inner cities where they feel like they need to have all these metal detectors and stuff in those schools, and not so much nowadays, but they used to, right? Now, well, even in some places they do, but those schools have those things, and there's a lot less of those shootings at and inside those schools, right, than there is at these other schools in these rural towns and rural neighborhoods. It's just really, really, really sad and crazy. So that is really sad, Kip. I'm really sorry to hear that happened to that kid. But yeah, I'm glad that you guys were safe in that situation. Yeah. Hey, Glow, I appreciate you coming to the building. You said, sorry, I'm late. I suck. I know. Hey, Miss T Free in chat. No, you're fine. It was going to be really quick. I was going to say, talk about this real quick and then just kind of let you guys know what I've been doing too. I've been working on this really big project. It doesn't have anything to do with YouTube, but I've been working on this really big thing. So I haven't had a lot of time to put into the broadcasting on here, but I'm gonna go ahead and get back into that because there's a lot of shit going on with Jaguar Wright. Okay, I still have a membership contest going on with my members, and there's a lot of stuff going on over here. I just have not had the opportunity to really be able to get into that. I was feeding the homeless yesterday. It was all kinds of stuff I've been doing. So you guys know I have a very, very busy life. So I do apologize for being absent from y'all. But I am going to get back into it because Jag got a lot going on. There's a couple things going on with Legina. Goomba was talking. Donat and Jag are going back and forth. There's so much happening out here. And there was a couple things going on in the sector too. I had seen a few things. I'm not very interested in talking much about all that because, guys, it's just at some point, I think people are kind of catching on to it's time to move on, It's just time. But either way, yeah, I've been catching a couple of things. I did notice a couple of things. So maybe I'll mention a thing or two. But other than that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here because I actually got to get back to what I was doing. You said, Glow. You said, hey, living life. You said, did you get my message, Miss T Pre? Is it on Instagram? I'll check it. I'll check it today. I apologize. Y'all know I'll be slow with checking them Instagram messages sometimes. But let me go ahead and look at that. Hold on. I'll go ahead and, matter of fact, I'll check it when I get off of here, okay? But listen, guys, I appreciate y'all for being in the building. Shout out to everybody for coming in here. Make sure that you guys hit the like button, okay? And guys, I will talk to you guys later. We are going to get back into the content. I promise y'all. By the end of this week, I will be back here on Black Lounge, and we will get all of this stuff popping because I got a lot of stuff to talk about. All right, guys, but I did want to give you guys this breaking news, and it is crazy. And yes, it is a female shooter. So unfortunately, this is sad, but this is what is happening when we are out here just, not paying attention to, what's important in life as opposed to trying to think of our quote unquote rights and what we need and, what we expect people to do. But whatever, right? All right, guys. Talk to you guys later. And I love all my loungers. Peace, guys. Thank you guys for watching.